Hi guys, welcome to the Simhanger. My name's Mark. If you've followed my channel for any length of time, you'll be aware that I'm a big fan of DOF Reality's motion platforms, and this here is their H3 motion platform with pitch, yaw and roll. And I think it'd be fair for me to say that nothing else, with the possible exception of VR itself, has been so transformative and increased the level of realism and immersion for flight simulation for me. They're a fairly pricey investment, and H2 will cost you something about $2,500 US, and this H3 $3,500 depending on the configuration, and there may be import duties and that sort of thing on top of it. But in terms of what I get back from the motion platform, well, for me it's a very worthwhile investment. Now, DOF Reality have brought about a number of improvements, including the brake when it's switched off so it doesn't fall forward, as well as items such as this all-metal cyber cover here, so pets and kids can't get involved in all the moving parts and potentially hurt themselves and so on. Now, the number of motion platforms that have gone into flight simulation have increased fairly quickly over the last 18 months, 2 years or so. And one of the issues that has been picked up is the stepping issue, which I cover in my previous video. I'll leave a link to that in the notes below, but it's only applicable when making very small adjustments, maybe 1 or 2 degrees in bank. You feel a slight judder and so on. However, I've been working with DOF Reality for the last 8 to 10 weeks or so, and we've been experimenting with a new spindle. This new spindle, it has a slightly different coil or thread. The normal is 16mm by 5mm. This one has been 16mm by 4mm, and it has brought an improvement, and I'm going to guess between 15 and 20% improvement overall with regards to that judder or stepping effect when making small adjustments, particularly in the bank as opposed to the pitch. But DOF Reality are not happy with the 20%. They want a lot more. Ideally, they would like to eliminate it completely. So I asked Igor if he would jump on to an interview and share his thoughts and his plans with us, which he very kindly agreed to do so. So let's now jump into the interview and see what Igor has got planned for us flight simmers. Please note that this video has been edited for the purposes of brevity, as Igor and I probably spent something in the region of, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half chatting, but I believe I've included all salient points that are relevant. Hi Igor, big welcome to the channel, and thank you very much for joining us. I know a lot of my subscribers will be interested in a lot of the things that we've got to say today with regards to the DOF Reality motion platform.
Hi guys, thank you Mark for the opportunity to join you and be with you guys, because flight simulation is really important for us.
One question that I think will spring to mind is that DOF have been selling product in the market for many years, but this stepping issue has only really come to the fore recently. Why is that?
We were not really focused on the flight simulation. Originally, we were focused on the racing guys and racing community. Numbers wise, it's bigger, but not really as hardcore, as dedicated as flight sim guys. And once we get into the flight sim world, we start understanding that the product has to be a bit different, and the product has to adapt and have different characteristics compared to racing focused product.
So what you're saying, if I understand correctly, is that the share of your sales that flight simmers are taking up has grown quite a lot over the last year or two, perhaps?
Definitely. We get a lot of nice reviews, nice feedbacks. We start working closer to the community, and the result was amazing. We increased our flight sim exposure a lot. Yeah.
So basically, this stepping issue and what have you, maybe Steve Walton, VR flight sim guy, and me, we're to blame for the problem.
No, obviously
I'm
not.
joking. I'm joking. With more flight simmers getting involved, so it's become more evident. Um, why have the racing people not really? Has it not been an issue for them?
Because racing is more dynamic, it's quicker, it's faster, it's more abrupt movements, and especially rally. That's why people want motion platforms. They want to have like G forces, and you have to move quick. You have to move very wide ranges and abrupt motion. In this situation, even like our third generation of the gearboxes, third generation of the platform was perfect fit for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I know that when I'm doing some bush flying, for example, and I'm banking left and right and pitch up and down, I mean, I don't notice that stepping effect at all. It's only really the very tiny movements, maybe just changing. I notice it very much more on the roll than the pitch. Maybe that's just me, but that's been my experience. And on the roll, it's only where I'm like changing direction, maybe 2 or 3 degrees, and it's a gradual change. That's where I feel it. These spindles, the new spindles that I've put in, they, as I already mentioned, they've made an improvement, probably in the region of about 20%. Um, and for me, by and large, that's pretty good overall. That stepping is not a major issue, but of course there'll be flight simmers out there that will disagree with me. But I know that these spindles themselves, that was just a test, a trial. That's not the end of the road. So what else are you experimenting or planning with and so on to address this issue?
Yeah. So obviously we know it, and as we always do, we improve our product and we work closer with customers to have their feedback and put their feedback into our R&D. And now we're looking into other ways to do it, because the main reason is the speed of the motor. The motor cannot rotate flawlessly and some slow speed. So there's like minimum RPMs that motor can do with enough power, enough torque to rotate, and that's why we have to increase the ratio, gearbox or transition ratio between the motor and the platform, so the motor can rotate quicker, making the slow motion of the platform to solve this issue. And that's why we experimenting with these different spindle shafts that you tried, Mark.
Yeah.
And we are looking for another ways to reduce the speed in terms of different gearbox ratios. Yeah.
It's a hardware issue as opposed to a software issue primarily, yeah?
Yes, that's, as I mentioned, it's a physical limit of the motor. The motor has to rotate at least whatever 50, 60 RPMs to be able to deliver the torque, and it can do so flawlessly. But if you go like 45, then when you start getting stepping, yeah.
Okay, so just to be clear, what are you working on right now?
We're working on gearbox in to put between the motor and the SFU shaft, to reduce the speed of the shaft compared to the speed of the motor. So motor will be working in the proper speeds envelope. So the motion will be smooth, and the result will be much better, and there will be no there will be no stepping. There will be like this issue will be eliminated because we did try with you one solution. We have other like pilot customers we tried it with. We have our hopes to solve it quick and easy. It didn't work out because again, we need more than 20% change reduction of speeds or
I mean
increase of ratio.
the spindles, the new shafts were definitely an improvement, but probably about 20% improvement.
Yeah.
So these gearboxes, which I guess you're just experimenting with at the moment, it's still in test. You're looking to basically change the ratio, is that right?
Yeah, so we reduced it 20% with the shafts that you tried, and we need about 2 times. So basically, we need 100% at least. Yeah.
And how far along the road are you with that, Igor?
We have prototype. We're working with different vendors on commercial samples to try them out in the lab. And our goal is to have a working prototype in around June timeframe to bring it to FS Expo for all of you guys to come and try it, to get massive tests, to get a lot of feedback. So our goal is to first show it to you guys, get your feedback, and make a final decision on this issue. Is it gone? We get a green light, so we start the production preparation, so on and so forth, and we basically try to be there with you and also showcase the platform to general public as well.
Well, that's fantastic. So you're hoping to have a prototype of this in time for FS Expo, and that when we're there, and I'm going to be there for sure, we're going to have a chance to try it out and just see how successful. Otherwise, that's quite exciting, actually. I look forward to doing that. Anything else in the works?
We have a lot of product ideas, use case ideas in place. So maybe we can have another video with you, Mark, discussing like general evolution of industry of the motion sims, non-motion sims. That will be a really useful topic for the next discussion.
I'd be keen for that. Well, so you're experimenting with a gearbox between the motor and the SFU, if I understand you correctly, and this will change the ratio and hopefully substantially reduce the stepping or maybe even eliminate it. It's still a test and a prototype at this stage. Still, I know you've got a fair amount of work to do, but you're going to have it on at FS Expo, and anybody who's there will be able to give it a try and give you feedback and opinions and so on before finalizing anything. Have I got it right?
Exactly. So our goal is to show it to you guys and show it not just to few people, few selected pilot customers, but we want to do like real mass test. We want to have feedback. Not only on this issue, maybe there's another good ideas you can bring to us. I will be happy to meet you and face to face and exchange views, exchange ideas, exchange plans.
Yeah, no, great. And a quick message to my subscribers: if you're going to FS Expo, I'm going to be there. Please come up and say hello. I'd absolutely love to meet you. You'll probably find me in and around the DOF stand trying out the new one. What will you have there? H2, H3? Will you have a couple of models on your stand? Have you finalized that yet?
We will bring one. It should be H3, like P3 or H3. But impression-wise, it's the same platform, so it's just different motors. So so we have 1.3. We will bring 1.3 DOF fully loaded with controllers and everything. We not decided VR, non-VR, probably non-VR. It's still like work in progress, but we don't want to bring 6 because it's big and bulky, and it doesn't address to most of you guys because to be fair, it's quite pricey.
Yeah, of course. No, I accept that. Okay, well, I really appreciate that feedback, and I'm sure the subscribers will appreciate that feedback and update from you, Igor. There's one question that I do want to ask you, and and that is that I've had some feedback from my subscribers in terms of response to queries, customer support, that type of thing. And I've been dealing with some of you guys myself, so I do understand where some of them are coming from. That I think most of your support guys, is my impression, are very technical. They're probably engineers or something like that. The replies tend to be fairly short and to the point, and for somebody who's not technically minded, they can be difficult to follow. Are you aware of that?
Yes, definitely. Because our first goal was to solve technical issues. We have guys around the clock to help. There is a bit of pre-sales, but most of technical issues that has to be addressed like 24/7, and that was our focus. And we get a brilliant guys that are top notch, and that's the same feedback we get from different sources. Now what we're doing, we run it through the extensive training program for customer support, general issues, to be more closer to people without such such experience, such level of knowledge, to be able to guide and explain people how to fix complicated problem in simple terms, in simple ways. So it's really
news.
yeah,
That's great news, because that's what you need, is say, no, don't only just do this to fix the problem. What are the steps that are needed to get there in order to fix it? And that's the sort of feedback. Generally, the feedback has been, and I'm just being perfectly honest here, is that your guys are fairly quick to respond, but the responses don't always really help those that are not technical. They don't know how to get to the starting point, if you like, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, we're on top of it, we know it, and like most of them already run through most of the training, so we completing it as of now. And it takes a bit of practice, but bear with us, guys. It will be solved.
And how's the weather in Montreal, Canada, Igor?
Just early spring, we get rid of snow at least, but ski resorts are almost closed. That's not fun.
Well, I'm in England and it's wet, so no surprise there. It's raining again, but hey, what the hell. But that's fantastic, Igor. I really appreciate you joining us on the channel and for the interview. I'm sure it'll be of interest to many. I certainly look forward very much to meeting you face to face at FS Expo. I'm sure you're going to be there yourself, yeah?
Yeah. I will be there. We're still finalizing the team who gonna go, but I have to be there. There is no excuse.
All right. Well, again, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate it. I've really enjoyed the opportunity to chat to you.
My pleasure, Mark. Thank you, subscribers, your viewers, subscribers.
Well, I don't know about you, but I take a lot of encouragement that DOF Reality are listening to the flight sim community and looking to address any major concerns or issues that arise. And at the end of the day, well, I thoroughly enjoy using my H3 motion platform. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you found it useful and informative. Stay well, look after yourselves. See you soon, and ciao for now.